Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Create You, and for those who are new, welcome to Create You, a place where I'm here to help you be the best you, inspire you to create your best art, and give you the courage to create your best life. And today I'm going to show you how to shade skin tones, and I have Bowsette here. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. So this video is not going to be super long, but I'm going to show you the basics of how I shade skin tones. So what I usually do when it comes to skin tones, usually with women who are Caucasian, they have a peachy undertone or olive undertone. And usually what I do, I choose a pinky type of peach color to use as a shade color. And as you can see, what I usually do is I put a dot on the side, because sometimes I just want easy, quick access, and sometimes I don't want to go into the actual tab in Procreate and pick the color. I just want it right there. So I would just grab that color and I'll start shading. And usually I would definitely try and you'll see it later on in the video, I'll put the light source so I can see where the light is coming from, so I can have a better idea of where the shades are going to go. So that's usually that's actually what I'm doing right now as I go in and out, and I have both Bowsettes. So you're gonna see the Caucasian version, the light skin version of Bowsette, and then the darker skin version of Bowsette. So you get to see what it's like to shade both types of skin tones. I am kind of in the middle, but I definitely wanted you to see what it would look like if you did more of a Caucasian looking female and then a darker skin type of female. So I'm going in and following kind of where I would think the light is coming from, and I'm adding in that peach shading, because most women who are Caucasian, they have a peachy undertone, or again that olivey type of undertone, but I like a peachy undertone because it gives it a bit of life and color and warmth, and that's usually what I like to do. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going ahead and add the shadows underneath where the arm overlaps her side of her breasts, where her breasts are, her cleavage, or the side of her chin, under her chin, where the shadows would be on her side of her thighs, the inside of her thighs, and other areas where I feel the shadows would go. And that's really up to your discretion, but definitely try and put the light source somewhere where you can see it, because sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm so used to just flowing in it that it might not, I might not do it offhand. I just kind of flow with it, and I kind of see how it goes as I do it, and I do change things every now and again. And now what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of that blush kiss to the top of her breast, because like in a lot of animes that we watch, you see that blush on maybe at the shoulder or where the chest is, to give that kiss and that warmth, and that kind of comfort. I don't know why, it just gives a comfort vibe. I guess, yeah, breasts do give comfort. So that's what I'm putting there. And now I'm adding the highlight. And again, a lot of animes, and us anime lovers, you see it all the time. They have this highlight that they place right on that blush to show where the light reflects off her chest, off her shoulders, and usually off the thigh, and even right underneath the eye, to give a little bit of life and a little bit of animation to a photo, just to give it that little hint of glow. Sorry, my dogs are fussing and all types of stuff right now, but as I go ahead and add those glow areas, I also like to add highlight, using for more Caucasian women, I usually like to use white as a highlight. And how I do this usually is I will go into Procreate and use the white color, go in with a pen brush, and then I would add those highlights to the body. And as I go ahead and exit out all of the other layers, as you can see, there's a lot of layers to this photo, you'll get to see just the skin. And I want you to see it bare so you can get a better idea of what it's looking like and how it's coming together. And then I'll show you how it's going to come together at the very end when I put it back, open all the layers back up so you can see the full photo. And so, as you can see, I finally realized I forgot to put the light source for you guys. So I went ahead and put where I'm envisioning the light source coming from. And like I said before, I use white for the highlight. So as you can see, I am putting white where I feel the light will be hitting her the most in certain areas. Just like in anime, they have that white highlight in certain areas on the body. Same thing. And again, it's really up to your discretion and how you want your photo to come, your piece to come across, and where you think you want the light to be. And this is all about you and how you're feeling about your piece and what you want to do, how you want to make her look, how you want her to make how you want her to come across, how you want her to feel. I like most of my photos to be more warm. There are times where I do cooler things and cooler photos, but I love warmth and I love a warm feeling. So I definitely want her skin to give off that type of warmth and that type of heat and a beautiful type of dewy glow. So I hope I'm giving that, and that's coming across in this piece. Okay, so now I'm going in and I'm starting to clean up bits and pieces. So I'm erasing areas where I feel the light would hit a little bit more, taking away a bit of shadow, adding more highlight, and things of that nature. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and clean up this piece a bit, and I'll begin to start opening up all of the layers again. So now you can see the full piece together and how it looks at the end. And I hope this was simple enough for you to at least get the basics of how I shade this Bowsette. And now let's get into the other one. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up the second Bowsette, and I'm going to go ahead and take away all the layers ahead of time so you can go ahead and see just the skin and how it looks just bare, so you can get up close and personal on how I do the darker skin of a woman. And this is going to be pretty cool because I love doing brown skinned women like myself. I'm not biased, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm going to go ahead and give you the full process, just completely bare, so you can see exactly what I do, and hope you follow along. Okay, so now I'm going ahead and put the color that I'm thinking about using on the side like I did in the very first Bowsette. And I actually went through a few colors on how I wanted to shade her, but luckily in Procreate, and I'm not sure about Illustrator or in any other program, you can use a type of purple and hit multiply, which makes it darker, and it gives this perfect shade color. It's amazing how it works, and I kind of actually found out by accident, and I went ahead and put in the light source ahead of time so you guys can be better prepared on where I'm thinking and see where I am putting the light source. So that's what I'm going ahead and putting in now, but I'm going to go ahead and shade her with that purple color. So don't think I'm going crazy when you see me using this purple all over her body. Trust me, it'll come together at the end. So I'm doing the very same thing that I did with the first Bowsette, but I'm changing where I feel the shadows are going to go because the light source is coming from a different position. And I'm still learning how to do this, and it can be difficult at times and challenging, but you know what? We are Creanimators, and dagnabbit, we are up for the challenge. So I'm going ahead and I am filling in again, just like I did with the first Bowsette. And with that peachy color, I'm now going in with this purple color, kind of like a lilac lavender color. And I'm going ahead and adding the shadows. And you will see once I put in, when I click multiply in the layers tab for that particular layer, because I use multiple layers when I do create my artwork, because it's better, it's more efficient, it's easier to change things, add filters, add highlight, change the opacity, things like that when you put things on separate layers. So if you're doing things digitally, I hope you use separate layers. And so as you can see, what I just did was I went to that particular layer that is holding that purple color, and I clicked on the drop box and I clicked multiply, and you saw it change to that dark brownish kind of color. It's freaking amazing how it works. And now I'm going through what colors I want to use, and to show you what colors I used. One for her skin and one for the shading, which is up in the right hand corner there. So you can kind of see what I used and how I go ahead and pick up that color to continue my shading process. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm picking up a darker peachy color, darker than the peach I used for the first Bowsette. I'm sorry I called it Bowsette, but it's Bowsette because it's the female version of Bowser from Mario. But I went ahead and used a peachy color to give her that warmth. Again, I love warmth. And again, this is up to your discretion, but I love a warm undertone in my skin because I am a brown skinned woman. I have a reddish undertone to my skin, giving a warmth to it. So now I'm also using a light color, which is more of a light, not a light peach, but more of a light brown. Would that be taupe? Maybe taupe color, to add that highlight instead of using just stark white, because on brown skin tones there's never going to be a stark white highlight, and so I went ahead and, just like the first Bowsette, I went ahead and added the highlight on her thighs, on her chest, both sides of her elbows, her collarbone, and underneath her eyes to give her more of that warmth. And again, I'm going in with that light taupe, or that light color, that light cream color, and I'm going in and adding that thin highlight line, just like I used the white on the first Bowsette. I'm doing the same thing and adding a little bit more because where the light is coming from, her skin is more exposed to it. So I am going to add a little bit more of that light highlight. But again, she's brown skin, so she's not going to have a stark white highlight. It's going to be more of a lighter brown color. So I definitely wanted to stay true to that. And I wanted to show you how I shade different skin tones, or at least these two skin tones. I can do more if you guys would like to see that, but these basic skin tones. And I also put that light color at the top right hand corner so you can see what color I use. So if you're following along, you can pick a color close to that. So I'm adding that highlight to her thighs in certain areas, but again, remember, I went ahead and I changed the lighting where the light source is coming from. So she's going to have a little bit more highlight than shading because her skin is more exposed to the light. So I'm going to go ahead and open up all of the layers so you can see the finished product of how doing the skin tones come together with the full photo. I went ahead and did all of the other layers way ahead of time, but I left the skin just for you guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope this helped. If you're following along, awesome. Let me know if you want more of this content. Leave it down in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to know every time I post a new video. Thank you so much again. I love you guys. See you next time. Peace.